Hello everyone. Hello everyone. Myself Aditi, and today I'm going to solve LeetCode's another daily challenge problem. In this question, the question is Pascal's triangle part 2, and in this question we are given an integer row index, and we have to return the row of the Pascal's triangle, which is 0 indexed. Okay. So in Pascal's triangle, they are saying that each number is the sum of the two numbers directly above it as shown. Okay, so up to this is row index equal to 0. Okay, why? Because this is 0 indexed. This is row index equal to 0, this is row index equal to 1, this is 2, and then 3, and then 4. Okay, so basically what I'm trying to say here is, when they say that each number is the sum of two numbers directly above it, I can clearly say that up to row index equal to 1, there is nothing applicable like this. Okay, but when comes row index equal to 2, that is I'm talking about this row. Okay, so for this row, there are specifically two elements directly above it which can give up a sum to 2. Okay, likewise we can add these two to give 3, these two to give 6, and okay, but above this we cannot have any element as a sum of two numbers directly above it. Okay, like in this case we don't have any two elements above it, so obviously we are writing 1. Okay, there's only one number available. For example, you can clearly see that in this type of question you are given row index, and the integer value for row index is given as 3, and you are asked to find the output array, or you have to return the list of integers for the corresponding row index. Okay, so in this question let's start the implementation part. First of all, there's a you can see clearly that there's a class declaration. Okay, and then there's defined a method that is known as, that is actually get row, where row index is used or taken as an input basically. Okay, so what we can do to implement here, first of all, like, we have to return a list of integers. So let's create an empty list. Okay, a new array list in order to store our elements for the corresponding row index. Okay, now what we can do, we clearly see something in this question. We clearly see something, that is all the rows, or all the row indexes in this question, you can see that they contain one as a number in their rows. Okay, so 1 is the first and last element of each row. Here you can see this is the first, this is the last, this is the first element, this is the last element, and this is applicable for all row indexed rows. Okay, so what are we going to do? We are going to create a loop. In this we will set a condition such that I, starting from 0 up to row index, we will add 1 to the list. Okay, so what are we going to do? Starting from index 0, I less than row index plus 1. Why plus 1? Because we are starting from I equal to 0 and not 1. Okay, what are we going to do? We are going to add 1 to each list. Okay, for each corresponding row index we are going to add 1 to the list. Now, so basically what are we doing? We will add 1 to the list for all corresponding row indexed rows, and then what are we going to do? We are start another for loop starting from index 1, where I is less than row index, obviously, and yeah, we are incrementing I, and then we are using the value of I. Okay, so for example, when I'm writing I equal to 1, what does that mean? I is written 1, but that doesn't mean I equal to 1 is used here. Okay, this loop simply means that I is first incremented by 1, that is I will be used as 2 and not 1. Okay, under this loop we will have another loop where we are having another variable as j, which is equivalent to I, where j is greater than 0. So basically this loop will work from the back side. Okay, where the value of j will be decremented and then used. Okay, so the thing is, for example, when I say I equal to 1, what are you going to use the value of I as? You will use I equal to 2 in the end, because first of all you are incrementing I, that is it will get incremented, so it will become 2, and then you will use 2. So here j is equal to I. What does that mean? That simply means that j is equal to 2. But what is the used value of j here? It will be used as 1 and not 2. Why? Because here j is decremented first and then the value of j is used in the question. So for for every j equal to I, starting from the back side of the loop, what are we going to set values for each elements? We are going to set corresponding values for j as list dot get, like it's given in the question that each number is the sum of two numbers directly above it. So what am I going to write? I will write list dot get j plus list dot get j minus 1. Okay, that is the jth index and the j minus first index. Okay, so basically I'm trying to say in this question it's clearly written that each number is the sum of two numbers directly above it. Okay, so here if we have to set values for elements other than the corner elements, we have to find the values, right? For example, these values are already set to 1. They need not to be triggered. But what about this 2? What about this 3? What about this 3? And so on, like this 4 and this 6 and then this 3. So for these values, what are we going to do? We will set value for corresponding j, which is equal to I here, as list.getJ plus list.getJ minus 1. Okay. Now we will just return the list. So yeah, what I'm trying to say, I hope the explanation part is clear. We will run this outer loop first. Okay, outer loop starts with I is equal to 1 and it continues up to row index, okay, row index minus 1, and then starts the inner loop. Okay, it starts with j and it is set to the current value as I, and it continues as long as j is greater than 0. Then what are we doing? We are just updating the element inside the inner loop. We are updating the element with this value, and what are we doing? It adds the current element to the element above it. Okay, simulating the process of Pascal's triangle addition. Also, when we are done with both the loops, then what are we going to do? We are just returning the list which contains row index, row of Pascal's triangle. Fine. Let's try running the code. So yeah, the code is accepted and let's try submitting it. So yeah, the code is accepted again. I am just wanting to say that if you have any further doubts regarding this question or previous questions, please do post in the comment section so that I can work on it and I can come back with their corrections as well. So yeah, please keep posting and yeah, stay tuned.